Tessa with Popternative. Thank you, Blair, so much for taking the time today.
Oh, thank you for taking the time. What a great name, Popternative.
Oh, thanks.
Do you own it? Do you own the
No,
name?
I freelance for it, but
You should.
yes.
That's a
well,
great time.
oh, thank you. Well, I've got to tell you, this movie. So I went into it completely cold because I had heard reactions from like people that had seen it early, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in not knowing anything, and I was terrified. It's so good. You're phenomenal. But I'd love to know what it was that made you want to be a part of Longlegs.
I will tell you that, but I want to hear after before we go why it was so terrifying to you. But what made me want to become a part of Longlegs? I haven't done many horror films, and never really like a horror film of this tone and style. I did one that was more tongue-in-cheek and comedy called Bad Hair, which was fun to do. But this was fun to be a part of the process. Between action and cut was not always fun. You know, I love horror films. I'm a big horror fan. So I wanted to be a part of that. Then Perkins, I heard, was doing it. I'd seen, once we had our first Zoom, I had watched some of his films. I loved what he was doing and what he's been creating over time. I love the fact that he has a legacy and a history because his father was Tony Perkins, the star of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. So he's grown up in this genre. I found that to be interesting. And then I heard Nicolas Cage was a part of it, and Maika Monroe, and Alicia Witt later on. Just kept getting better and better. So I very much wanted to be a part of it and want to do more horror films.
I mean, you're so good. I can't say there's a spoiler that has to do with you. That switch, man. Oh, you're so good. You played that so well. So know that. But I've got to ask about working with Nick Cage because he's so unsettling throughout this, and it's perfect. So what was it like with him on set?
Well, I don't know what I can say, but I would tell you that because of the setup, because of how it was shot, I didn't really interact with him. I saw him on camera, and I had heard what he may be bringing to the set. I had been working before he started shooting, and so his reputation preceded Longlegs. His reputation preceded that day when he shot, and it was all the buzz that he was coming, and it was all the buzz after he left because he came in and just dropped the mic from an artist standpoint. And then when I saw the work he was doing as Longlegs, it's pretty frightening. I'll say this: you won't recognize it, number one, and it's not what you expect.
No, it's not at all. And did you call the phone number? Did you hear there's the phone number?
I did. Did you call the number?
I did call the number. Just him breathing. I was like,
I called the number. I told my brother, and I had a couple friends call it. And then my brother said, "That's a sick puppy." Yeah. I don't even know what he's doing, but I'm listening. That's a sick puppy. I was like, that's pretty accurate. That's about right.
It's terrifying. I've got to know for you when you were reading the script, and like I said, there's that moment that comes with you towards the end. What were your thoughts that you can say? Like, were you excited to dive into that part of it?
Well, here's the thing. When I met with the director on Zoom, Oz, initially, that final part of the movie, the ending wasn't finished. So there was no ending. So I didn't know where he was going with that, but I so much loved what we were talking about and what the world and what he saw the character doing. He wasn't sure where the character was going to go or the end of the movie was going to go. So after we talked, that was created after the fact. And then he sent it to me. So what do you think? I said, what do I think? I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'll just say that it just gave me stuff to play with. It gave me different stuff to play with than just procedural.
Yeah, I mean, the movie, it's so unsettling. I really think people are going to absolutely love this. This is going to be something that, it's already being talked about and it's not even out yet. So congratulations.
Yeah. No, thank you. It's exciting because it's really been a pleasant surprise to all of us, the response to it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my time. I wish I could talk to you longer, but I've got to tell you, you wanted to know what made it so terrifying. I have kids. Yeah. Anything with kids is like deeply unsettling for me. And I think that aspect, what I can't really talk about, but the children being the dolls and that got me.
Great point. Of course. I mean, sometimes it's right in front of your face. You don't think about it, but of course that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's weird when you're intimately involved in it. I know we're coming on, but we're intimately involved in it. So it's kind of like, it's hard to just kind of take everything away, the set, the making of it, all the making of the sausage, and think about what the audience is seeing and why that bothers them. But the children, of course.
Yep.
And the family, which makes sense too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Woo! Thank
I
you for
know.
that. I appreciate that.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.